Okay. Now, now, what is the difference between simple and complex views? Okay. What is the difference between simple and complex views? Simple views, simple views, they're based on single table, but complex views based on multiple tables. Simple views based on single table, complex views based on multiple tables. Next, simple views, what the query performs simple operations, and complex views, the query performs complex operations like what joins, group by, etc. Okay. Then, so this query performs simple, but this performs complex. Because these operations are complex, that's why view is also called complex view. Join is complex operation, group by is complex, aggregate. So they're all complex operations. That's why view is also called complex view. Next, and here, here, now, simple views always updatable. Simple views always updatable means that is allows what DMLs. That means through view we can insert, we can update, we can what delete. Through view we can insert, we can update, we can delete. Yes or no? Yesterday we created the view and granted the view to the user, and user can insert, user can update, user can delete through view. But complex views what? Not updatable. Complex views what's it? Not updatable means you cannot insert, update, delete through complex view. We can't insert, we can't update, we can't delete through complex views. They're not updatable. Okay, na? So this is the difference between simple and complex views. Simple views based on single table, complex views based on multiple tables. Simple views query performs what's it? Simple operations, but in complex views query performs complex operations. Simple views always allows DML, but complex views not updatable. Can we insert the data through CV2? Can we insert the data through CV2? Sir, inserting data through CV2 means inserting the department, inserting the minimum salary, inserting the maximum salary, inserting the total salary. Can we insert minimum salary, maximum salary, total salary, number of employees? No, we can't insert. See, minimum, maximum, total is calculated, but not inserted. Yes or no? Minimum, maximum, total is what? Calculated. So we can't insert the data through CV2. That's all. This is difference between like simple and complex. How to see the list of views? Okay, na? I want to see the list of views created by user. How to see the list of views created by user? So just run this command. What that command is, okay, run the command, then select what, select star, select star from information underscore schema dot views. Select star from information underscore schema dot views. So what this command gives, this command gives list of views created by user. Then now let's see. So username is, let's say, 123. Let's see this, execute this query. What this gives, this gives what, sir? List of views created by user, v1 v2 cv1 cv2. Okay, then okay now. Then like how to drop the view, dropping view. Today you created, but like after some time you want to see the list. If you want to see the list, execute this query, so you can find out what are the views you created, what is the query. Okay, then next, dropping view. How to drop view, view name v1. So view v1 is what? Drop. Any object created with create command can be dropped with drop command. So let's drop this view. The view is what? Drop. Next. But suppose here, if I drop the table, like if you drop table, what about views? If you drop table, what about views created on table? Views are dropped or not dropped? If I drop the table, what about views created on table? Views are. Then let's see, like all these views based on which table? EMP table. So let's drop what? Drop table EMP. I'm dropping the EMP table. EMP table is dropped, but just go and check whether views are there. Views are also dropped. Select star from what, sir? Information underscore schema dot what, sir? Views. Like views are dropped or not dropped? Not dropped. But can we run the queries on view? Select star from v2. Is this possible? What I said, whenever you run the query on view, the query is actually executed on what? Base table. So, but base table is there or not there? Not there. So what this command gives? This command gives what, sir? Error. What it is saying? Invalid object EMP. It is not saying invalid object v2. It is saying invalid object EMP. Because when you run this query on view, this query is executed on EMP table, but EMP table is not there. That's why it is saying invalid object. Okay, then. So what the answer is? Views are not dropped, but views cannot be queried. Views are not dropped, but views cannot be queried. You cannot run the queries on view. Okay. But what is my requirement is, I don't want to allow the user to drop table if any views exist on the table. Now let's like suppose here now you are able to drop EMP table. Yes or no? Even though some views created on EMP table, still you are allowed to drop EMP table or not? Yes. But what I want to do is I don't want to allow the user to drop table if any view exists on the table. You understood the point? Okay, na? Don't allow the user to drop tables if any view exists on the table. First, let the user to drop view to drop the table. User must drop views to drop table. Then view must be created with one option. Okay, na? Then like what that option is with schema binding. View must be created with one option. What that is schema binding. Just automatic. Okay. Then if you created with schema binding, if you created with what's that? With schema binding, then SQL server will not allow user to drop tables if any view exists on the table. Okay, then if it is created with schema binding, then SQL server will not allow user to drop tables if any view exists on the table. Then how to create this? Okay, then but EMP table is not there. We use another table, department table, because we dropped EMP table now. Okay, na? Then so let's create view on another table, department table. But when you are creating view, now use this option. What is that option? With schema binding. Then let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. Then let's see this here. Okay. Create view. Create view V10 with what? Schema binding as select what? Star. Select star from department table. Create view with schema binding, select star from department table. Then one second, what this gives? This gives error. What it is saying? Star is not allowed in schema bound objects. When you are creating with schema binding, star is not allowed. Then what do you have to do? Type the column names. Star is not allowed. Then department name, location. Star is not allowed. Then execute this. But one more error. Cannot schema bind view V10 because name department is invalid for what's it? Schema binding. When you are creating view with schema binding, compulsory table name should be prefixed with schema name or username. What is the schema name? Username. What is this username? What is the username, boss? Select what? Username. You connected, you use SA login. Na? SA login means what is the user? DBO. SA login means DBO. Yes or no? Then table name should be prefixed with what? Schema name or username. What that is? DBO. What is DBO stands for? Database owner. Database owner. So then there are two rules you need to follow. What that is? Star is not allowed. You have to type the column names, and table name should be prefixed with what? Username, or you can say schema name. Okay, then so now to create view with schema binding, to create view, follow these rules. Below rules. To create view, follow below rules. One is, what is that is? Star is not allowed in WhatsApp. Select. Next, table name should be prefixed with what? Schema name or username. Oh. Okay, then okay, now let me create this. Okay, then so after creating this view, okay, after creating this view, let's create this view created now. Yes, after creating the view, next like, why you created view with schema binding? Why you created view with schema binding? What is the purpose? To prevent users from dropping the table. If you present on table, if you exist on the table, I don't want to allow the user to drop tables. Just check whether he can drop the table or not. Yes. What is the table? What is the table, boss? Department table, na? Yes or no? Drop table, what's it? Department. Is trying to drop department table. Let's check whether it is allowed or not allowed. Allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Let's see. So cannot drop DEPT because it is referenced by V10. So V10, view V10. So you're not allowed to drop the table. To drop this table, first you need to drop view. First drop the dependent, then drop this table. There is a dependent on department table. What is the dependent? V10. Okay, then that's all. That is the purpose of creating what's it? View with what? Schema binding. Then now next, what the next command is? Drop table. Drop table what? DEPT. What this command gives? Error. Okay, then that's so this is about views. Okay, then so views completed. What the next one is? What the next one is? Sequences. Then okay, then what the next one is? Sequence. And what is sequence? What for sequences are created? Sequences are created to generate sequence numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To generate the sequence numbers, we create what? sequence. So, or you can say sequences are created to auto increment column values. Created to auto increment column values. For some columns, I don't want to input the values. The values should be automatically generated. Okay, na? Like for example, there is a table. In table, transactions table is there. In this table, one field is there, transaction ID. I don't want to input the transaction ID. Transaction ID should be automatically generated. Whenever customer do the transaction ID should be automatically generated. So for the first transaction, 1, second one, 2, third, 4, 5, like this. I want to generate the IDs like this. Then you create what's it? Sequence. So, okay. So the main purpose is to what? Generate the sequence numbers. Okay. Then, so like we'll see how to create. Okay, na? Then, so what the purpose is? Sequences are used to generate what? Sequence numbers. To generate sequence numbers, or you can say use it to auto increment what? Auto increment column values. Then like, but how to create? We have to create like this. We have to create like this. Create sequence name. Create sequence name. Then start with some value. Start with some value. Next, increment by some value. Next, max value, some value, min value, some value. Next, cycle. Okay, na? Then cycle. Next, cache size. That's the. So this is the what? How to create what's that? Sequence. Create sequence name. Start with some value, increment by some value, max value, min value, cycle, cache size. So this is the syntax for creating what? Sequence. Now, but if you see this syntax, in this syntax, all these are mentioned in square brackets. Something is mentioned in square brackets means that optional. Something is mentioned in square brackets means that optional, not compulsory. All are not compulsory. All are optional. So then, now let's take one example. We'll see one example. Then first I'll create sequence with the first 3 parameters. Next, after that, I'll create sequence with all the parameters. So create sequence S1. Create sequence S1. Start with 1. Increment by 1. Max value 5. Max value 5. But usually max value will not be 5. Max value will be a big number, like something like this. Max value will be a big number. But just for example, to demonstrate how sequence works, I am taking the max value 5, but usually max value will not be 5. Okay, then it's a big number. Then, so this sequence starts from 1. Every time the sequence value is incremented by 1 and it generates up to 5. Starts from 1. Every time value is incremented by 1, generates up to 5. Okay. Now create this. So create the sequence. create the sequence. Create the sequence. Sequence is what? Created. Sequence is created. So the sequence starts from 1, value is incremented by 1, generates up to 5. And the sequence is stored in database. Huh? This is created in database. Huh? Yes or no? Sir, whatever these objects, all these objects are what? Create view. View is stored in database. Yes. Sequence is stored in database. Yes. Where the sequence is stored, where we can see this sequence. Huh? Where we can see the sequence. So in database, where we can see the views. Views. V1, V2, V10, CV1, CV2. This is all what, sir? Views. Where we can see the sequence. We can see the sequence. There is a what, sir? Programmability. In this sequence is there. What is the sequence name is S1. Okay, na? One sequence is there, S1. So now that means it is stored in database or not? Yes. Sir, something starts with create command stored in database. It's a database object. Now, so we created the sequence. What for you created the sequence? Because you want to use this sequence to generate values for some column. Okay, na? Like 1 second. I'm creating one table. What the table is? Student table. In this, one field is what? Student ID. One field is student name. Varchar of what? 10. So I'm creating the table with 2 columns, ID and what's that? Name. But I don't want to give the value for student ID. Student ID should be automatically generated. For generating the student ID, I want to use this sequence what? S1. Okay. And then how to use this what? Insert into what's that? Student. Insert into student values. So when you want to generate the value, when you want to generate, I want to generate at the time of inserting a new student. Yes or no? For every new student, I want to generate the student ID. So at the time of inserting the new record, what is the first column? Student ID. Student ID. But I don't want to give the student ID. Student ID should be generated by using sequence S1. Then what you have to say? You have to say like this. Next value for S1. Next value for S1. So for the first time, what is the next value for S1? For the first time, when you call this next value for S1, it will return the next value, sequence next value. For the first time, what is the sequence next value? 1 boss. Start with 1. For the first time, 1. Next time, what is the value? 2. Because 1 plus 1, increment by 1. 1 plus 1, 2. Next time, what's it? Next, previous value is 2 plus increment by 2 plus 1, 3. Next one, 4. Next one, 5. Like that. Okay. Now, let's see. Test it. First, create the table. Okay. First, create the table. Then, create the table. Table is what? Created. After creating the table, next one, insert the data into the table. Insert data into the table. Then, so 1 row created. Next, I want to insert 1 more row, B. Then, let's see. Now, what is inserted into student ID? Value. Next one, C. What is inserted into student ID? 3. Next one, value what's that? 4. What is inserted into student ID? Value 4. Next one, E. What is inserted into student ID? Value 5. Next one, F. What is inserted into student ID? What is inserted into student ID? Error. Sequence has reached its maximum value. Why? Because what is the value you set? Maximum value you set 5. But you are trying to generate more than 5. So what this command gives? This command gives what's that? Error. Understood na? Then. Now see the table now. Just go and see the student table. Select star from student table. Just go and see the student table. student ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I not entered the value. These values are automatically generated. So there are some ID columns. So users are not allowed to enter values into that. That value should be automatically generated. Best example is you go to ATM transaction, you do the transaction. After completing that, you'll get the slip. On that slip, transaction ID is printed or not? Yes. Okay. Then, but is anybody there in the ATM entered the transaction ID? No. That is automatically what's that generated. Next, you place order Amazon, you place order, then you'll get what's that order number. But order number, have you entered the order number? No, that is automatically generated. Okay. For this, they use what? Sequence. That. So now, so it is like this. Then, what is this command? This command gives what? Error. If you go and see the table, select star from what's that? Student, student ID, student what's that? Name. Then what is this is 1A, next one 2B, next one 3C, next one what's that? 4D, next one 5E. That's all. Sequence you are written, no? Create sequence. So then, so this is what, how to create sequence and how to use the sequence to generate values for some particular column. Okay. Student ID. We use the sequence to generate values for student ID. Okay, fine. Now, suppose here, then in this example, we generated the values for the new student. Yes or no? Okay. Na? Suppose sometimes, for example, okay, then sometimes, for example, table is already there. Okay. Table is what? Already there. Like, for example, you see this EMP table, then you see this table. In this table, like, because just now we drop put, na? Yes or no? Just now we drop put this, then SQL server demo tables, create the table. Create the table. Table is created. Okay. Now see the table. Select star from what? EMP. See the table. But if you see this EMP table, in this table, employee numbers are not in order. One is 7-3, one is 7-4, one is 7-5. Like, they're not in what's that? Order, not in sequence. Yes or no? But I want to make the employee number sequence. I want to make the employee numbers what's that? Sequence. Then tell me what you do. So they are not in sequence. I want to make this employee number sequence. and I want to start the employee number from 100. I want to start employee number 100. Next, this is 100. Next one, 101. Next one, 102, 103, like this. Then tell me what you do. First, create what? Sequence. First, create the sequence. So create sequence what? S2. Then start with 100. Next, increment by 1. Next, max value something 999. So I'm creating the sequence. So sequence is created. Next, I want to use this sequence to make the employee numbers what's that sequence. Then you understood now. First of all, employee numbers are not in sequence, boss. I want to make the employee number sequence. Then what you have to do? Empty table only. Insert. Not for new employees. Employees are already there, na? Employees are already there. See that employees are already there. So for existing employees only, I want to make this employee number sequence. Then you have to call the sequence in what command? Update command. In previous example, you call the sequence in what? Insert command, because you want to generate the values for the new employee. Yes. But now I want to generate the sequence for existing employees. Then where we have to call? Update. Update emp set employee number equals to what? Set employee number equals to, then next value for S2. Next value for S2. What is the sequence name? S2. Next value for S2. For the first time, it go to first record. So then employee number is updated with what value? Next value for S2. What is the next value for S2? 100 for the first time. Next, it go to second one. Then update the employee number with next value for S2. Second time, what is the next value for S2? 101. Next time, 102, 103, like that. So execute this here. Then 14 rows affected. Now see the table. Selects are from what's that? EMP. See the table. So employee numbers are updated or not? Yes. Sir, okay na? That. So that means we can call the sequence in what? We can call the sequence in update command. In the previous, we call the sequence in insert command. Next, we can call the sequence in what? Update command. Okay. Then now let's see example 2. Then calling sequence in what? Update command. Okay. Then okay. Then next one, what the another scenario is like, okay, first example, you are calling sequence for the new student. Next, existing rows, you generated the values for the existing rows, so you call the sequence in update command. Sometimes like you have to generate the sequence number like this. Suppose assume there is a table called what's that? invoice table. In this one field is there, invoice number is there, invoice date, invoice number, invoice date. Then invoice number, I want invoice number to be like this. Invoice numbers, I want invoice number to be like this. Some code is there, like some code, some KLM, like slash. Okay, na? So slash, next some code like what this is 0522. What is 05? Month. What is 22? Year. 05 is month, 22 is year. First invoice number 1. First invoice number should be 1. I want invoice number to be like this. First one code, some company code. Next one month and year. Next one invoice number is 1. So some date, so and so date. Next one KLM. Next one 0522. Invoice number is what, sir? 2. Second invoice. Some invoice date and time like this. I want invoice number to be like this. Understood? You see that sometimes bill numbers, invoice numbers, they won't be simply numeric 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes it contains like this codes. Yes or no? Okay, na? Then how to generate the values like this? Okay, then so first create table. What's it? Invoice table. Then what is the field name? Invoice number. Then what is invoice number? Is invoice number is numerica character? Invoice number is alpha numeric. Which data types allows alpha numeric data? Which data types allows alpha numeric data? Varchar. Varchar allows alpha numeric. Varchar of 10. Varchar of what's that? 20. Something like this. What is the next one? Invoice date. Invoice date. Date. What is important? Date is important. Date and time is important. Date and time is also important. Then what? Date, time. Only date is important. Then take date. But date and time is important. Then take date, time. Okay. Next one. So table is created. Next, create what's it? Create what? Sequence also. What is the sequence? S3. Create sequence S3. Next, start with what? 1. Next, increment by 1. Next one, max value, something like this. 999. Okay. Then I want to use this sequence to generate values for this invoice number. But when you want to generate the invoice number at the time of new invoice, then where we have to call this insert command. Yes or no? Okay, na? Call this in insert command. So insert into what is the table name? Invoice table. Next one, values. Then I want invoice number to be like this. Then this is fixed, na? This code is fixed. Then in single quotes, what that is? KLM / code plus, then what? Then so KLM / next, like 0522. I want month and year. Then how to get the month and year? But date part is not suitable. Date part DD. Okay, or what is month? MM what? Get date. So then what this gives? This gives what? Month. I want month and year. Then sir, year you want month and year, na? Then so can I use MMYY? Can I use MMYY? No, MMYY is not a recognized date part option. MM is okay, YY is okay, but MMYY is not okay. Understood, na? Then can we give YY? Can we give YY? Yes. Okay. Then, but here once again. So if you want year, month, etc., what is the best function is what? Format is best. So there is a function called format. So format, What this is? Get date. What do you want? Month and year. MM. Next one, what's that? YY. MM, YY. MM means month. MM means month. Okay, na? 1 second. Sorry. Oh, 1 second. MM. Next, what's that? YY. MM, YY. Then what this gives? 0522. MM means month. YY means year. So it returns both. Suppose if you write DD, then sorry, you have to give lower case DD. Then 05. Sir, system date is wrong. System date is 505. So that's why it is showing DD MM YY means day part, month part, year part. But I don't want day part. I want only month and year. Then MM YY, month and year. Okay, na? Then what we have to do? What you have to do, boss? Then, so KLM slash what? KLM slash. I want like this. Next, then format. Unnecessarily. Format plus what? What is the next one? What is the next was slash? Then after month and year, then what? Slash. Single quotes, give slash. Slash should be concatenated with KLM should be concatenated with month and year. Month and year should be concatenated with slash. Slash should be concatenated with sequence next value. For 1, 2, 3, I use sequence. Yes or no? Next sequence next value. Okay. Then what we have to write? Next value for S3. So this is invoice number. This is invoice number. So KLM is concatenated with KLM slash is concatenated with month and year. That is concatenated with slash. Slash is concatenated with what, sir? Sequence next value. Yes or no? Okay, na? Then so invoice number is completed. What is the next column? Invoice date. What do you want to insert into invoice date? Current date and time. How to get the current date and time? Get date. So get date function gives current date and time. So let me run this command. 1 second. So first create the table. Table is created. After creating the table, create the what, sir? Sequence. Create sequence. Sequence is created. After creating the sequence, now execute what? Insert command. Execute insert command. So then error. Why? Error. Why error? You see the error, read it. When you read it, you'll get the ideas. When you are doing concatenation, what is the rule? You are doing concatenation now. When you are doing the concatenation, what is the rule? All must be character type. What is KLM? Character type. What is format? This also character. Format function returns what? Character. It's not date. Date means YYYMMDD. It's not date. It is what? Character. Slash character. What is the sequence next value for S3? Next value for S3 is what? Integer. Next value for S3 is what, sir? Integer. Sequence next value is integer, na? Number, na? Yes or no? So this is character, but this is integer. That's why it is giving error. So convert this to character. How to convert this to character? Cast. Apply cast function. So cache next value for S3 as what? Varchar. Next value for S3 as varchar. Now execute one row affected. Next insert one more record, one record. Insert this. So I inserted some number of records. Next go and see the table. Select star from what, sir? Invoice table. Select star from invoice table. Then so KLM slash 0522 1 2 3 4 5 7. Yes or no? Then okay. Then okay. Then now run this command. If you run this command, you'll get the output like this. Just one or two. Okay, now then. So this is the different ways to generate sequence. Okay, the different ways. I given three examples. First example, we call the sequence in insert command. Next one, update command. Next one, we are calling the sequence in what's that? Some expression. Okay, then like you take best example is vehicle numbers. Vehicle numbers TS 08 EF 1. First vehicle number is what? 001. Next vehicle number is what, sir? 002, like this. Then so TS 08 EF should be concatenated with what? TS 08 EF should be concatenated with 001. Next concatenate with what? This one. For this I use sequence. And the sequence is concatenated with this. Okay. But suppose here next, like how to reset sequence. How to reset the sequence. How to reset the sequence. How to reset the sequence. Okay. Then what is the meaning? Resetting the sequence means like 1 second. So if you see this here, this is 05 May month. Okay, na? 05 May month. Suppose in May month, you generated the numbers up to what's that? Like 100 or something, 250. Like how many invoices generated in May month? 250 invoices generated. What is the last invoice number? 250. Next month, that means 06. I want to start from 1. You understood the point? Next month, 06 month, I want to start the sequence number from 1. Then how to reset the sequence? Okay. To reset the sequence, we use one command. What that command is, there are two options here. Okay. One using alter command, and another one using alter command, another one using cycle option. Okay. Insert command. Okay, here it is not. Okay, cast next value for S3 as what? Varchar. Okay. Okay now. Then. Okay, then. And how to reset this using alter command? Okay, na? Using alter command. What? Like using alter command. Then. So let's see here what. Then. For example, see this. Create sequence S10. Start with 1. Next, increment by 1. Next one, max value is what, sir? 100. Okay. Then, so let's generate some numbers. Okay, na? But I don't want to insert this sequence values into any table. I'll just display the values. How to display? Select what, sir? Next value for S10. So, like in previous, I'm calling this in insert command. That means the sequence value is inserted into table. But now I am not calling this in insert command. I'm calling this in select command. That means sequence next value is what? Display. So it will display the value. Then first one, what's sir? 1. Next one, 2. Next one, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you generated up to what, sir? 10. After that, next I want to start from 1. I want to reset the sequence value to 1. How to reset the sequence? Then execute this command. What that is? Alter sequence S10 restart with what, sir? 1. So execute this command. Then, so now next, let's see, sequence is reset to 1. Next execute this. Then what it starts from? Starts from 1. Yes or no? Then, so how to reset? By using this alter. Okay. Then, so one method is this one, using alter command. This is one method. And another method is using cycle option. Any sequence S1, like restart with 1. Then Okay, then using cycle. Using cycle. Then now, if you want to use cycle, by default, sequence is created with what? You see this in all these examples. Have we mentioned cycle or no cycle? No. Okay, na? Have you mentioned cycle or no cycle? No. So if you don't mention anything, by default, sequence is created with what? No cycle. Sequence is created with no cycle. Sequence is created with no cycle means start with, generates up to max. After generating max, it stops. After generating max, it stops. If sequence is created with cycle option, start with, generates up to max. After reaching max, it is reset to min value. Sir, okay na? What we are doing here, manually restarting na? Yes or no? But in case of cycle option, it is automatically reset. Okay, then so if sequence created with cycle, then it start with and generates up to max, and after reaching max, then it will be reset to min. Okay, then how to create? Okay, you have to create like this. What that is? Create sequence S10 or something, S11. Start with what? 1, increment by 1, max value 5, min value what's that? 1. Next one, cycle. So sometimes after reaching certain value, I want to restart from 1. So that case it is useful. After reaching 1 lakh, after reaching what? Okay, na? 10 lakhs, I want to restart from 1. So that case it is useful. So then how to test? Okay, how to test that? Let's see here. Then this is what sequence is created. Then next what's that? Like, see this. Select what? Next value for S11. Okay, then so suppose execute this like what's that? 1. Next time what? 2. Next time 3, 4, 5. So it is reached what's that? Max. Actually, usually it gives error. No? After reaching max value, it gives error. Now it will not give the error. It is reset to what? Min value. What is the min value? 1. So again see this. 1. Next 2. Next 3, 4, 5. Again what? 1. Like this. So you want to reuse the sequence. You want to use 1 to 100 number of times. not one time. You want to use that sequence numbers multiple times, then create sequence with what? Cycle option. But you want to use it only one time, then create sequence with what? No cycle. Okay, then that's all. Huh? Less than. What is the maximum value of? Oh, okay. Yes. Then that case you use this one. Okay, na? Every month you want to restart from one, then use this command. Okay, na? Then. Okay, then can I create the sequence like this without any parameter? Create sequence S20. Yes or no? Yes, because all these parameters are what? All these parameters are what, sir? Optional, because none of the parameter is what? Compulsory. All parameters are optional. So create sequence S20. Okay, but I want to know, I want to get the information about the sequence. To get the information about the sequence, then execute this one. What that is? Information underscore schema dot what, sir? Sequences. So execute this command. What this command gives? This command gives what? Sequence S11. Okay, na? Sorry, what is the name? S20, na? S20. Sequence S20. What is the min value? What is the start value? This one. What is the min value? This one. What is the max value? This one. This is the max value. If you don't mention anything, Bas, what is the default? It's created with what? This is the start value, and this is the min value, and this is the max value. This is the increment by. Okay, na? That means it starts from negative numbers, but you don't want start from negative number. Then better to declare what? Start with one. If you don't mention also, okay, accepted, but it starts from this value. So, but you don't want to start from this value, then create sequence with start with max value, min value. Okay, then. So what is the query to see the list of sequences? What is the query to see the list of sequences? This is the query. Cycle option also, whether it is created with cycle or no cycle. Previous one, like previous one, S11, sequence S11. S11 is created with what? Cycle. If it is created with cycle, then so what it says? Cycle option is what? 1. If it is no cycle, then it is what, sir? 0. If it is cycle, then 1. So what is the command to see the list of sequences? Okay, then list of sequences created by user, then this one. Next, how to dropping sequence. Drop sequence name. That's it. Okay, that. So next one is left, only one. What that is? one object is left. What is that? Is index. Okay, na? Index is left. Huh? Okay, synonym. That is just only matter of 5 minutes. Then okay. So we'll see that in the next class tomorrow.